What would you say if I told you that sometimes the most meaningful moments in an athlete's career happen not under the bright lights of primetime television, but in the quiet solitude of a weight room where nobody's keeping score? Nick Martin, the San Francisco 49ers, third-round rookie linebacker, just gave us one of those moments, and the story behind his fractured thumb might be the most revealing glimpse we've gotten into what separates future NFL stars from the countless hopefuls who fade into obscurity. Here's a young man who could have spent his offseason relaxing, celebrating his draft selection, or taking it easy after missing most of his final college season due to injury. Instead, he was in the gym, pushing iron with such intensity that he literally broke his thumb in the process. That's not recklessness. That's the kind of relentless pursuit of excellence that builds championship teams and creates legends. The weight room revelation, where champions are forged, picture the scene. It's the off-season, months before training camp. And while most rookies are still basking in the glow of being drafted, Nick Martin is somewhere in a weight room, grinding through another rep, another set, another step toward becoming the player he knows he needs to be. The iron doesn't care about your draft position, your college accolades, or your potential. It only responds to effort and determination. According to Noah Furtado of the San Francisco Chronicle, Martin's thumb fracture occurred during weightlifting. And here's what's beautiful about this story. It wasn't the result of showing off or being careless. This was a training injury, the kind that happens when an athlete is pushing their physical limits in pursuit of greatness. It's the occupational hazard of refusing to settle for mediocrity. When the news first broke, thanks to offensive tackle Trent Williams mentioning it during team activities, 49ers fans immediately feared the worst. Social media exploded with doomsday scenarios, flashbacks to Martin's knee injury that cost him most of his senior season at Oklahoma State, and the kind of pessimistic thinking that comes naturally to sports fans who've been disappointed too many times. But here's where this story becomes inspiring rather than discouraging. Martin won't need surgery. He hasn't missed any off-season training activities, and he'll be completely ready for training camp in July. What initially looked like a potential setback has revealed itself to be nothing more than a testament to his work ethic and commitment to excellence. The fractured thumb tells us more about Martin's character than any college highlight reel ever could. This is a player who understands that NFL success isn't given. It's earned in moments when nobody's watching, in weight rooms where the only witness is your own reflection in the mirror. The Dre Greenlaw dilemma. Stepping into giant footsteps to understand the magnitude of what Nick Martin is being asked to do, you need to understand what Dre Greenlaw represented to the 49ers defense. Greenlaw wasn't just another linebacker. He was a foundational piece of one of the NFL's most dominant defensive units, a player whose departure to the Denver Broncos via free agency left a void that reverberates throughout the entire defensive scheme. The 49ers didn't select Martin in the third round to be a backup or developmental project. They drafted him because they believe he can step immediately into a starting role alongside All-Pro Fred Warner, one of the premier linebackers in the entire NFL. That's enormous pressure for any rookie, let alone one who missed significant time in his final college season due to injury. Most young players will be overwhelmed by this kind of expectation. But Martin's response has been nothing short of remarkable. Instead of being intimidated by the challenge, he's embraced it with maturity that suggests he might be ready for this moment. He is the guy that I respect the most at the linebacker position in the league. Martin said about Warner after being drafted, so it is an honor to work with him, learn from him, and be the guy next to him, and just play alongside him, learn and grow. I'm very excited to work with him. Those aren't the words of a player feeling pressure. They're the words of a player feeling privileged. Martin understands that he's been given an opportunity that most linebackers can only dream of. The chance to learn from and play alongside one of the best at his position while contributing to a championship-caliber defense. The Fred Warner factor, when excellence recognizes potential Fred Warner's endorsement of Nick Martin, carries weight that extends far beyond typical veteran-rookie relationships. Warner isn't just any linebacker. He's an all-pro performer who has helped anchor championship-level defenses and earned recognition as one of the elite players at his position in the entire NFL. When a player of Warner's caliber takes notice of a rookie and speaks positively about what he's observing, that's not casual praise. That's a professional evaluation from someone who has achieved the highest levels of success and knows what it takes to excel at the NFL level. I've seen his athletic ability flash on the field, and the way he fills gaps. Warner noted last month, he fills gaps really quickly and already has the great mindset of wanting to learn, so I'm really happy with where he's at. Let's break down what Warner is really saying here. The athletic ability he mentions isn't just about speed or strength. It's about the kind of instinctive movement and spatial awareness that separates good linebackers from great ones. The gap-filling ability he references is fundamental to modern linebacker play, requiring a kind of recognition skills and reaction time that can't be taught. They're either there or they're not. But perhaps most significantly, Warner highlighted Martin's mindset of wanting to learn. In a league where ego and entitlement can derail promising careers before they ever really begin, Martin's coachability and hunger for knowledge set him apart from his peers. Warner, entering his 8th NFL season, has worked with enough rookies to recognize the difference between players who think they already know everything and players who understand they have everything to learn. This endorsement from Warner isn't just encouraging, it's prophetic. When elite players recognize potential in young teammates, they're usually seeing something that won't become obvious to everyone else until much later. The Oklahoma State adversity, building character through hardship. Nick Martin's journey to the NFL hasn't followed a smooth, predictable path. His final season at Oklahoma State was largely derailed by a knee injury that not only cost him playing time, but likely affected his draft stock and contributed to a selection in the 3rd round rather than higher. For many players, that kind of setback at such a crucial moment could be career-defining in the worst possible way. Missing your senior season, the showcase year that determines your professional future, is the kind of adversity that breaks lesser athletes and sends them into alternative career paths. But Martin's response to that adversity reveals everything we need to know about his character and resilience. Rather than allowing the injury to define his narrative or limit his ambitions, he used it as fuel for motivation to prove that he belongs at the highest level of football. The fact that he was in the weight room pushing himself to his physical limits, ultimately resulting in his thumb fracture, demonstrates the kind of work ethic that turns obstacles into opportunities. The knee injury that cost him most of his senior season also provides valuable context for understanding his current situation. He's already proven he can come back from significant physical setbacks and perform at an elite level. The fractured thumb, by comparison, is barely a minor inconvenience on his journey. This experience with injury and recovery has likely given Martin a maturity and perspective that many rookies lack. He understands that professional football is fundamentally a business of managing physical challenges while maintaining peak performance. That knowledge will serve him well as he navigates the demanding, physical world of NFL linebackers. The perfect storm. When opportunity meets preparation, sometimes in professional sports, circumstances align in ways that create perfect opportunities for emerging talent. Martin's situation with the 49ers represents exactly that kind of convergence. A championship-caliber team with a proven defensive system, an immediate starting opportunity, a world-class mentor in Fred Warner, and an organizational culture that develops young talent. The 49ers aren't asking Martin to revolutionize their defense or carry an impossible load. They're asking him to do what he's always done. Read offensive formations quickly, fill running lanes aggressively, and make consistent tackles. The difference now is that he's doing it alongside some of the most talented defensive players in the NFL, within a system specifically designed to amplify individual strengths while minimizing weaknesses. His fractured thumb, rather than being a concerning setback, actually serves as evidence of his commitment to preparation and his willingness to push through minor obstacles in pursuit of major goals. NFL coaches and teammates notice those qualities, and they form a foundation of the trust and respect that every successful player needs to build with his organization. The injury also demonstrates something crucial about Martin's approach to his craft. He's not content to coast on natural ability or rest on the accomplishment of being drafted. He's actively working to improve every aspect of his game, even if that occasionally results in minor setbacks, like a fractured thumb. The championship context, building defensive excellence, the 49ers' investment in Nick Martin represents far more than just filling a roster spot or replacing a departed starter. It's about maintaining the defensive excellence that has been the foundation of their recent success and their championship aspirations. The organization has built a culture of defensive dominance over the past several years, and Martin represents the next generation of that tradition. his approach to recovery from the thumb fracture, his professional handling of the pressure to replace Dre Greenlaw, and his mature response to learning from Fred Warner all suggest that he possesses both the mental and physical tools necessary to contribute to championship-level football. The fact that he'll be completely ready for training camp in July, despite the early concern about his injury, means the 49ers can proceed with their defensive preparations without any disruption to their timeline. Martin will have a full training camp and preseason to integrate into the defensive system and build chemistry with his new teammates. As we approach the 2025 season, Nick Martin's fractured thumb might just be remembered as the minor obstacle that revealed the major character of the 49ers' next defensive cornerstone. Sometimes the most telling moments in an athlete's journey happen away from the spotlight, in weight rooms and recovery sessions where champions are truly forged. The real question isn't whether Martin can overcome a fractured thumb. It's whether the rest of the NFL is ready for what he's going to bring to the field once he's fully healthy and integrated into the 49ers system. What's your take on Martin's chances of making an immediate impact in San Francisco? Do you think he has what it takes to fill Dre Greenlaw's shoes, or are the expectations too high for a third-round rookie coming off injury? Drop your thoughts in the comments and smash that like button if you're as excited as I am to see how this underdog story unfolds. Because something tells me we're going to be talking about Nick Martin for years to come.